Hello, and welcome to this Clamshell tutorial. Today, we're going to walk through setting up a new project in Clamshell. The first thing you'll need to do is log in to Clamshell. If you're not logged in, or you're not sure how to do this, see our Account Setup tutorial. Starting from Clamshell's main menu, the first step to making a new project is to click the Create New Project button. Clamshell is going to ask you for a bunch of information about your new project. First, fill in the name of your project. Next, fill in the address where your project is located. Likewise, enter the name and address of the project's owner. If you don't know some of this information, you can enter "Don't Know" in these fields and come back to it later. Also, enter the name and address of the project's architect. Clamshell uses all of these addresses to automatically generate documents for your project. Next, let's fill in the project's contract date and notice to proceed date. These dates are used on exported AIA 702 documents. Next, let's fill in the CCC project number. This is the internal project number for our company. CCC is the abbreviation for our company, Cobblestone Construction. The abbreviation for your company might be different. Also, fill in the owner's contract number for the project. This shows up on exported AIA 702 documents. We can add certain users as project managers to this project. Clamshell users with the project manager role can only view and edit projects to which they have been assigned. For more discussion about users and roles, see our Company Setup video. We're not going to assign any project managers to this project just yet. You can enter the name of the project's superintendent here. This shows up on exported documents. Next is the project's retention rate. This is important because it controls which percentage of completed dollars are withheld by the owner. This rate is directly reflected on the exported AIA 702 and 703 documents. Work is also withheld at this rate from subcontractors. You're not limited to this one rate in Clamshell. It just becomes the default for your project. Clamshell has extremely customizable retention handling. For more information about retention, see our owner billing and subcontractor billing tutorials. Enter the retention rate as a percentage in this box. For this project, we're going to use 10%. If this project is a public works project, you can enter its DIR number as well. The remaining settings on this page are advanced settings that unlock more of the powerful features of Clamshell. You don't need to worry about these settings to get started. However, if you'd like to learn more about what they do, check out our Advanced Project Settings appendix video. If you're not sure of any of the project information that we just entered, don't worry. You can always come back and change it later. To create your project, click the Create Project button. Clamshell is going to ask you if you want to import an AIA 703 document to set up your project's schedule of values. The schedule of values are all the line items that show up on the owner billing and are assigned to various resource codes. This is a great way to get quickly started with your project. If you don't already have an AIA 703 ready to go, Clamshell can generate one for you. Enter the number of categories and subcategories you want, and then click Download. You can download as many of these as you want, so feel free to adjust as needed. Here's a small 703 I created as an example. I'm going to upload this spreadsheet to Clamshell as my initial schedule of values for this project. I'll click the Choose File button, and then I'll select the file from my computer. Next, I'll click Upload Workbook. Clamshell shows the line items it found in your workbook. If Clamshell is showing you an error here instead, it probably couldn't understand your spreadsheet. Read its error messages carefully and try to resolve the problem. Or, transfer your information to one of the template spreadsheets that we saw Clamshell generate in the previous step. If you are still having trouble, no worries. Contact Clamshell support and we'll be happy to assist. You can uncheck some of these line items if you don't want to import all of them. However, I want to import all of these items, so I'm going to leave them all checked and click Import Checked Items. Clamshell is going to ask for some information about the resource codes contained in these new items. Clamshell already knows about CCC, since that's the resource code of our company, Cobblestone Construction. However, it doesn't know about EPC, JCI, or MDC. Luckily, I have the contract numbers and contractor names for these resource codes on hand, and I'll go ahead and enter them. If you're not sure about some of this information, you can always edit it later, so feel free to enter a placeholder. Just keep in mind that all the contract numbers must be different. Once I've entered this information, I'll click Finish Import. And there we are! we've successfully imported our schedule of values into our new Clamshell project. Our project is looking more ready to go by the minute. If you want to get to that import dialog again, make sure you're in the Schedule of Values pane and click the Import AIA 703 button. You can also set up your subcontractors and line items manually. We'll go over that in one of the next tutorials. One final note, I said at the beginning of this tutorial that you can go back and edit your project's information. To do that, click on General Info in the sidebar. I want to add a new user as a project manager for my project. I'll click Edit Information, then I'll scroll down and select Bob Newman as my project manager. To save the changes, I'll scroll down and click Save Changes. Now, Bob can access this project. Congrats on setting up your first project in Clamshell. Next, I'd recommend moving on to the owner billing tutorial so you can get started billing your owner. Or check out the base contract setup video if you want to learn about editing line items and subcontractors manually. Thanks for joining me on this Clamshell tutorial.